When my son passed away, my entire world collapsed. He was my pride, my joy, the one who always promised, "Mom, no matter what, I'll always take care of you." But life doesn't always keep its promises. He was gone too soon, leaving behind his young boy, my grandson, Ethan. Ethan was only 8, with eyes just like his father's. Every time he looked at me, it was as if my son was still here, in some way. After the funeral, my daughter-in-law Marissa seemed distant. She was grieving, of course, but it wasn't just grief I noticed. There was bitterness in her eyes whenever I tried to comfort Ethan. One evening, not long after, Ethan knocked softly on my bedroom door. His little voice cracked as he whispered, "Grandma, can I stay with you tonight? I don't want to go home." I pulled him into my arms, and he clung to me so tightly that I felt his small hands tremble. That night, as he drifted off to sleep beside me, he murmured words that shook me to my core. "I want to live with you, Grandma. I feel safe here." My heart broke, because I knew this wasn't just a child missing his father. It was a child who felt lost in his own home. I promised him nothing, but inside, I knew if this was what he wanted, then I would fight for him. But I didn't realize how fierce the battle would become, or how far Marissa would go to stop me. The very next week, Marissa called me unexpectedly. Her tone was sharp, almost accusing. "Ethan belongs with me. Don't fill his head with ideas," she snapped before hanging up. I sat there stunned. I had never once told Ethan what to say. Those words came from his heart, but it became clear that Marissa felt threatened by the bond between us. Days later, a notice arrived in the mail, a summons to court. Marissa had filed for sole custody, claiming I was trying to manipulate Ethan. My hands shook as I read the papers. I had just lost my son, and now it seemed I was about to lose my grandson too. On the day of the hearing, I walked into the courtroom holding Ethan's hand. His grip was tight, as though he feared being taken away. The judge, a stern woman with glasses perched on the end of her nose, looked down at us from the bench. Marissa spoke first. She painted a picture of me as an overbearing grandmother who couldn't let go, saying I had pressured Ethan into choosing me. "Your Honor, Ethan is confused. He doesn't know what he's saying," she argued. Then the judge turned to Ethan. "Son, tell me in your own words, where do you want to live?" The courtroom went silent. Ethan's voice was soft but steady. "I want to stay with my grandma. She takes care of me." That's what I told her. That's what I feel. I felt tears sting my eyes. But before relief could wash over me, Marissa slammed her hand on the table. "He's lying," she shouted. "He's too young to know what he wants." The judge frowned, and in that moment, I realized this battle had only just begun. After Ethan's words, I thought the judge might consider his feelings. But Marissa was relentless. She leaned forward, her voice shaking with anger. "Your Honor, this is exactly what I was afraid of. She's manipulating him. She whispers in his ear, turns him against me, and now he's repeating her lies." I wanted to scream, but I forced myself to stay calm. The judge's gaze moved to me. "Do you have anything to say in response, ma'am?" I stood slowly, my heart pounding in my chest. "Your Honor," I said, "I have never once told Ethan what to feel. He's grieving his father. I would never use his pain for my own gain. All I have done is love him, feed him, and give him a place to feel safe. If that makes him choose me, then it's not because of manipulation. It's because he needs comfort." Ethan squeezed my hand under the table. as if to tell me he believed in me. But Marissa wasn't done. She pulled out a folder and began sliding papers toward the judge. "Here," she said coldly. "Bank statements, texts, proof that she can't financially support him long term. My late husband left me as his legal guardian, not her. She's trying to take what's mine." The words cut deep. She was treating Ethan like a possession, not a child. The judge glanced through the papers, then looked back at me. "Do you have evidence to support your ability to provide a stable home?" For a moment, my stomach sank. I had no fancy documents, no lawyers backing me up, just my truth. But sometimes, truth is stronger than paperwork. And soon, the truth would begin to surface in ways Marissa didn't expect. The judge tapped the folder Marissa had presented, flipping through the pages slowly. The silence was heavy, broken only by the sound of rustling paper. I sat frozen, afraid that the numbers on those statements would crush everything I had fought for. Then the judge frowned. "Mrs. Marissa," he said carefully, "some of these transactions are questionable." Her face tightened. "What do you mean, Your Honor?" He held up one of the pages. "Large withdrawals, casino expenses, trips, luxury purchases, all in the months following your husband's passing. Can you explain why your household account, meant for your son's welfare, has been drained like this?" The courtroom went still. I turned toward Marissa, and for the first time, I saw her mask crack. She stammered, That money is mine? I deserved it after everything I went through. I needed comfort, a way to cope." Ethan's small voice broke through the silence. "That's why you never bought me new shoes? That's why you said there wasn't money for my school trip?" The judge's eyes softened as he looked at Ethan, then back at Marissa. "This court is here to ensure the welfare of a child. Spending funds on luxury instead of necessities raises serious concerns." Marissa's lawyer shifted uncomfortably, whispering to her, but it was clear. The damage was done. I finally gathered my courage. "Your Honor, I don't have wealth, but I have stability. I have a small pension, a steady home, and most importantly, I have love. Every dollar I spend is for Ethan's future, not my comfort." For the first time since the trial began, I felt the balance shifting. The truth was starting to rise to the surface. The courtroom was tense, the air so heavy it felt like even the walls were listening. The judge set Marissa's documents aside and folded his hands. "I have heard enough." His voice echoed with finality. Marissa's face drained of color. She whispered urgently to her lawyer, but he looked defeated. Ethan sat beside me, clutching my hand so tightly my fingers ached. Yet I didn't let go. The judge leaned forward. "This court does not take custody battles lightly. However, the evidence is clear. Mrs. Marissa, your financial records show a pattern of neglect regarding your child's welfare. Meanwhile, Mrs. Carter has demonstrated consistency, stability, and genuine care." Tears stung my eyes. I dared not breathe. "Therefore," the judge continued, "custody of Ethan is awarded to his grandmother, Mrs. Carter." The words seemed to freeze time. Ethan gasped and threw his arms around me, his little body trembling against mine. "I told you, Grandma," he whispered. "I chose you." Marissa shot up from her seat. "This is unfair. He's just a child. He doesn't know what he wants." Her voice cracked, half fury, half desperation. But the judge's gavel came down, sharp and unyielding. "This case is closed. Any further appeals must be filed through proper channels." Marissa's shoulders slumped, her defiance slipping into silence. I held Ethan close, my heart both breaking and healing at the same time. I hadn't won because I was stronger or smarter. I had won because love had spoken louder than lies. As we walked out of the courtroom, Ethan's small hand in mine, I realized my son might be gone, but his legacy lived on in this child who had chosen me when I felt most powerless. And that choice had changed everything. Thank you so much for watching this story till the end. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe even learned something from it. If you'd like to hear more stories like this, full of life lessons, drama, and emotions, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss an update. Your support means the world, and it helps me keep bringing you more inspiring and unforgettable stories. Stay tuned because more amazing stories are on the way.